What is going on, guys? This is Danny, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys why focusing on one thing is bad and what to do instead. And what I mean by focusing on one thing is all of the mainstream advice, let's say, when it comes to getting rich or being successful or improving in a skill set says just focus on one thing and you'll be super successful. Now, on the one hand, that might be true, but I can tell you that in my case, it just led to complete failure. I do understand the logic behind focusing on one thing, diving deep on one thing. For the sake of example, if you focus on, let's say, this one business idea that you have, like let's say that just to give a generic example, let's say that you have a restaurant and you're completely focusing on that restaurant with a lot of time and effort, it can grow. Of course, let's say you want to learn a skill, like you want to learn salsa dancing, you focus just on that, of course you can grow. But the problem with this is that I don't think most people, including myself, are built to focus on just one thing at a time. Meaning, number one is that it gets kind of boring and repetitive, and I'm all for repetition and learning the skill of repetition, but at what cost? And if it makes you feel like really like shitty inside and it's just no fun at all, it's only a matter of time before most people will drop it. At the same time, life is full of so much fun shit to do. Why focus on just one thing? It just doesn't make any sense. And in my case especially, like I'm a person who I love to wear many hats. I like to taste many different types of foods. And in my case, just focusing on one business or one skill set never worked for me. Here's what I can tell you can work. Number one, you don't always have to be focused on growth. I know that in today's society, it's all about doing, and building, but it's very important to maybe take some time, smell the roses, just have fun, test stuff out, try to do a bunch of different things and see what resonates with you more. That's first of all. Second of all, you of course do need to focus on something if you want it to grow. That's obvious. The more focus you put into it, the more heart that you put into something, the higher the chance it's actually going to grow. And by the way, that's of course the most important thing. You can do a million things at once, or like in my case, I really do a million things at once, but when I do them, my heart is in them, or at least I try. If over a period of time my heart is not into something, it's only a matter of time before I drop it. However, like in my case right now, I'm really focusing on growing my business. And I'm very focused also on connecting more with myself. So I'm at home a lot. I work from home as well. Like I'm a coach or a mentor or whatever you want to call it. And I work a lot from home, and I'm by myself, and I'm doing a lot of yoga, a lot of meditation, sometimes singing, working out, but a lot of spending time with myself and just growing the business, whether it's making these videos, whether it's like signing on new clients, whether it's making new deals or whatever. And I need to put my heart and focus into that in order for it to grow. However, with that said, it doesn't mean I don't like doing lots of other stuff. It doesn't mean that I don't like trying different types of workouts. It doesn't mean that I don't like maybe finding new recipes and trying to cook new foods. It doesn't mean that I'm not still trying to play guitar and trying to improve. I also like to write stand-up. I like to do a million things. But here's the thing. You can pick one or two things that growth and progress is important to you, and you can do whatever else you want as long as you do it with heart and as long as you're not that focused on the progress. Meaning, if you're more focused, let's say, on just having fun, like to give you guys an example, I dance Latin dances, I dance bachata and stuff like that. Because I'm focusing so much on my business and on yoga and on meditation and things like that, I can't really focus very much on bachata. So when I'm dancing it, I'm not that worried about progress, meaning I'll go as far as I'll go when I'm actually doing it. I'm more just focused on having fun. And this is the same with like a lot of other areas of life. So the point is that you can actually dance at a lot of different weddings, but when it comes to actual progress, it's really only about one or two things, and the rest is just kind of about exploring and tasting and having fun with it, or at least that's my take on it. And I remember I would just get super depressed when people are always like, you gotta focus on one thing, you gotta do 10,000 hours of this one thing to be a master at it, and blah, blah, blah. It would always make me super depressed, and it would eventually just demotivate me, and I would just stop doing it. And it's about finding your own balance versus how much you want to put into that one or two things that you're focused on, which when it comes to, let's say, overall growth and progress, and then how many other things do you want to just play with? And if you want right now, you can take a little exercise of just, let's say, making a list of things that you want to focus on for growth, and of course, prioritizing them, and then maybe on some sub things which you just want to do for fun, and then you can test and play, and that's kind of how I guess we all build a life for ourselves and live a pretty cool existence. So anyways guys, that's today's tip. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, share, reach out to me or whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next video.